All right, so you're thinking about getting into Boran Stud farming in South Africa. Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're putting together the ultimate blueprint, covering everything you need to know, from the very first piece of paperwork all the way to marketing a prize-winning bull. Let's jump right in.
So what does it really take to build a champion herd from scratch? I'll tell you, it's a whole lot more than just buying a couple of good-looking animals. It's a journey, right? It's about strategy, a bit of science, and really, a deep love for the breed itself.
And honestly, what a breed to choose. The Boran is the absolute hardy heart of African beef. This animal was forged in East Africa, so it is perfectly built for our conditions here in South Africa. It's tough, it can handle the heat, and the cows have these incredible mothering instincts. It's just a powerhouse for beef production.
Okay, like any great plan, it all starts with a solid foundation. Before you even dream about buying your first animal, you have got to get the official stuff sorted. Believe me, this is the most crucial first step. And your journey officially kicks off right here, with the Boran Cattle Breeders Society of South Africa, or the BCBSA. Now, this isn't just some social club. This is the official governing body. Joining gives you credibility and, more importantly, access to everything from pedigree records to official auctions. It's totally non-negotiable if you're serious.
So what's the price of admission? Well, for the 2024/2025 year, the annual membership fee is just under 3,000 Rand. You got to think of this less as a cost and more as an investment. This is your key to the entire professional Boran community.
Now, on top of that membership, you'll need to budget for the other essentials. Things like animal registrations, DNA tests, maybe some inspections. A budget of around 5,000 to 10,000 Rand a year is a pretty realistic starting point for a small stud, which, when you think about it, is a surprisingly accessible entry point into the world of elite livestock breeding.
So, you're official. The paperwork is done. Now we get to the fun part, the real heart of it all, breeding for excellence. This is where you switch gears from being an administrator to being both an artist and a scientist.
So what's the goal here? What are you aiming for? Well, the Breed Society has what they call a standard of excellence, and it gives you a super clear target. You're shooting for a perfect score of 10 across key traits like conformation, adaptability, and mothering ability. This right here, this is the blueprint for your perfect Boran.
Okay, but how do you actually hit those targets? This is your secret weapon. Estimated breeding values, or EBVs. Forget guesswork. This is like a genetic scorecard for each animal. It's a powerful data tool that helps you predict an animal's potential, letting you make incredibly smart breeding choices.
And here's how that data makes a real-world difference. Let's say you're looking at a bull with a weaning weight EBV of plus 15 kilograms. That means he's predicted to produce calves that are on average 15 kilos heavier at weaning time. All of a sudden, your breeding decisions are directly tied to measurable, profitable improvements in your herd.
Look, having elite genetics is fantastic, but at the end of the day, these are living, breathing assets, and they need expert management. So this next part is all about the engine room of your farm, the health of your animals, and the health of your land.
You know, smart management means feeding with a specific purpose in mind. For example, before mating season, you might flush your cows, give them high-energy feed to boost fertility. But before an auction, the goal is all about visual appeal, so you'd adjust their diet to get that glossy coat and make sure they're in peak condition. Different goals, completely different strategies.
And here it is, your absolute non-negotiable checklist for herd health. These 5 points, vet checks, vaccinations, quarantining any new animal you bring in, they're the foundation of your biosecurity. This isn't about treating sick animals, it's about proactively preventing sickness from ever getting a foothold. It's about protecting your entire investment.
And just as important as your animals is the land they live on. This is all about sustainability. Sure, continuous grazing is easy, but you run a huge risk of destroying your pasture. Rotational grazing, on the other hand, takes more fencing and a bit more planning, but it preserves your veldt for the long haul. A smart farmer always thinks about the soil first.
All right, you've done the work. You have excellent, well-managed cattle. The final step is to turn all that effort into a reputable and profitable business. It's time to build your brand and turn that cattle into capital.
Your brand, which by the way is a legal requirement, is so much more than just a mark on an animal's hide. Yeah, it's proof of ownership for sure, but it also tells the story of your herd's genetics. It's your seal of quality, your reputation, all wrapped up in a single symbol.
And if you ever for a second doubt the value of a great brand combined with top-tier genetics, just look at this number. 8 million rand. That was the record-breaking price for a single Boran bull. This is the absolute peak of the market, and it shows you the incredible potential value you are working to create.
So how in the world do you get there? An 8 million rand bull doesn't just happen by accident, it's built. You start with these 4 practical steps. Great photos and videos, being smart on social media, networking like crazy, and, most importantly, creating a story, a hype, around your best genetic lines. This is how you build real demand.
At the end of the day, every record-breaking sale, every champion herd, it all started with one person making a decision to just begin. All the planning, the data, the passion, it all builds towards a legacy. And that legacy starts with just a single animal. So the only question left is, are you ready to begin?